All right. Got a suggestion a couple weeks ago to look at the artwork of Paul Pope. I'm assuming, by the way, because looking up his artwork, I got two different guys for Paul Pope. One is this dude, and another one is an old man who's also an artist, but apparently he died 2 years ago. I'm assuming that's not the right guy. So if this is him, please let me know in the comment section. But I know I at least found his artwork when we go through it. But in any event, I've never actually heard of him before, so this is going to be pretty new to me. So we're going to take a look at his artwork right now and see what's up. So here we go. All right, that's something. I already get why seeing some of the other artists that I've looked at in the past, why I got recommended Paul Pope. It's a bloody shower. All right, it looks nice. It's actually pretty sweet. It's gross, but it's pretty sweet. I was also given a heads up that there's not a lot of intense shading done with actual colors. It's mostly done with like lines in terms of how he does his art. I'm already seeing that. The only real shading I see in this picture, to be quite honest, is mainly in the, at least that I could notice. Outside of small details in the face, it's like in whatever fur this is and down here in the jeans. Yeah, this is a very interesting cover. It'll definitely catch your attention if you're looking at comic books and you just come across two bloody women in the shower. Well, interesting way to start off. And the resolution on this is pretty poor, so I hope I can see as much as I can. The resolution is on this is poor. I'm not sure how much of this is picking up on the screen. Never mind. I'm not going to be able to show this one. Okay. Nice drawing. It's just the breast out. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with showing this on YouTube. May have to edit this photo and put it back up here. But nice picture. Nonetheless, once again though, it's also not a lot of, I'm trying to like see if there's any real shading done. I don't think there's any. It's just a lot of line detail. And I like it. As somebody that uses colors and shading as a crutch in his own artwork, it's nice to see other people have an art style to where none of that's really done. I'm also envious of people that really pull off shading with nothing but lines, just because it's so different from my own art style. But yeah, I hope I can share this photo in here. We'll see. Yeah, this is not, yeah, shading is not necessarily a thing. Well, no, there's some detail in the shirt there. That looks nice. Looks like it's done with marker, pen, and I don't know, maybe watercolor or not. I'm not even sure. I'm assuming that's an earring right here with the lightning bolt. That looks pretty sweet too. Yeah, the details in the face. I even like how he did the highlights for the hair with the marker at the top. Yeah, I like this one a lot. He did this one in 2017, so this is a not too long ago a piece of artwork that he did. Okay, very 80s looking wardrobe, but she looked like she straight just came out of a gym in 1985. Yeah, that's nice. The colors and stuff are distracting, but if there were real pants and whatnot from the 80s, I'd be staring at the pants and stuff like this anyway. Just a bunch of designs that look like the intro to Saved by the Bell. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but really nice drawing. Like, it's crazy. Most of his details are really done in the lines. Like, I'm just looking at the sweater. That's awesome. The sweater and the hair. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, I mess with this. This and the other female one, the watercolor one, are two of my favorites so far that I've seen just skimming through some of these. Once again, as usual, I apologize too if my head is in the way in any of these shots. Hopefully I'm far enough off the screen. Ah, it's different. He actually didn't use, there's some shading in this, but there's still not a lot. I see mostly gradient more than anything else. But how it's done is really cool. I don't see a lot of, at least in the artwork that I look at, I don't see this a lot. I'm sure there are others. I'm pretty sure I've seen like a webcomic or something where somebody's done their artwork this way. Like the gradient in the pants and the jacket is and the hair is pretty sweet. And because it's all a similar color, it stands out a lot. I really don't know what's going on in the background, why this guy's running a man who's wielding a chainsaw, but the interesting character design here, because I have no idea what is going on with this guy. Whether those are bandages or he's some type of a mummy or something, I don't know what's going on there. And this guy over here reminds me of Space Ghost for whatever reason. So yeah, this is pretty sweet. His use of colors is really, really cool too. That's almost like a rainbow pattern going through this one. Very interesting hair there too. I can't even tell what kind of hairstyle. Just the pattern of it is so crazy. If that's actually the hair, it could just be an effect that was done on the picture. I honestly can't tell. Just looks cool. But I like this one as well. It's pretty sweet. I actually thought this down here was part of like a dress until I got a good look. It's like, no, not at all. Yeah, his uses of blinds are like really good. Okay. Whatever this robot is, there seems to be a person on the top of it. Or is that? I don't know what's going on up here. And this woman looks horrified. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on in this picture, but it's not looking so good for whoever this woman is that's been snatched up. But interesting picture. Like, I love the how tall the buildings are in the background, but also the angle looking up at this machine or robot or whatever this is, because these buildings are still high up in the background, but this machine is pretty close to them, which makes me think it's way in the air. I have no idea. But then the height of this woman is also large in the photo too, but I don't know, I think she would come to probably like somewhere down here if she was standing. And it still looks like there's a person way up at the top. So yeah, actual distance, I'm not sure how large this thing is, but it still looks cool anyways. And once again, the use of gradients in this is awesome. So there's certain things like it, the line work and the sort of gradient style I'm starting to pick up on a little bit, even hearing the numbers on his chest. There are little things that I'm starting to pick up on in his style a little bit. Ah, Bat. Interesting take on Batman. Let's see, he's got claws. Also looks like he's been through it. The bat suit's all torn up. All right. Now see, maybe this is a better example, but I did a John Tobias art breakdown months ago, and I talked about how I didn't like when they would draw Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but it wouldn't be like a regular ninja mask. The top of the mask would look like this is what I'm getting at right here. If I could even zoom in on it. The top of Batman's cowl, the ninja mask would have this going on at the top, and I don't know what that was really about. I don't know why it just hit my brain now, but that was really what it bothers me on Mortal Kombat Ninjas, and I don't know why from time to time that's stuck in there. And it's actually a part of their design in MK4, but not talking about Mortal Kombat right now. I like this. The only thing that's actually bothering me is I feel like the cowl is small. Like I'm used to Batman having a real tall cowl to sit over top of his head. I don't know if this makes his head look smaller or if the cowl's actually tighter to his head. It's the only thing that's throwing me off about this picture, but I'm sure it's just the style in which he drew it himself. But pretty cool. Like I said, it looks like Batman had been through it. Alright, another chesty female out here. Once again, all the shading and detail is done with the markers and the pen. There's not even a lot of line shading in this one. I know there's got to be a technical term for it that I'm not using, but whatever. It looks nice. I'm almost curious as to what markers he used to do this. You know, you see people do certain artwork and you think they're using some special kind of marker or something like that. Then you learn it's like just a Sharpie. That one looks cool enough. It's simple. Okay, another Batman one. Oh my God. Like every Batman one is Batman just... It's like something awful is taking place. I don't know what's going on or where he's running from, but look at his knees. Looks like he's been stabbed or shot in the ribs. I don't know what in the hell is going on there. Yeah, Batman's looking rough in this one. And I think this confirmed the answer to my question. I think the cowl is just smaller. That's how he likes to draw his Batmans, I guess. Just with a small cowl that's like actually stuck to the head rather than the extremely tall ones that sit on top of his head for whatever reason. Just a different take on Batman, which is awesome. If you're going to be, I guess, doing artwork with a different intellectual property, anything like that, like you're supposed to take liberties and do your own interpretations of it without ruining what you're supposed to be doing, which is the key. I wish movies nowadays would do that. I'm kind of just gazing at this. It's like the color choices is also catching to me too. Like this is a pretty intense picture, but there are no real bold, strong colors. Like sort of a muted red. I can't even make out what kind of like yellow or tannish colors these are in the background. Even the bat suit is not even like a grayish color. Like it's this tannish sort of. Like, I don't know. Like the color choice for this is very interesting too. Oh my god, this almost looked like a bunch of JoJo characters. Yeah, I have no idea what in the hell is going on in this picture. Or what this guy back here is even wearing. I don't know what's going on here. Now it says Pope Enrico down at the bottom. I think I can tell this was drawn by Paul Pope, but did someone else color this? I honestly don't know. Regardless, like I said, it's a very interesting coloring of this this picture. It almost looks like this is in a mall. This is either in a mall or outside of a shopping center or something. I feel like it's inside of a mall. Very interesting picture. And a greater variety of crazy colors than say it was in this Batman one here. Yeah, very different. Very different. I like it though. I also really like the further the background goes, the less detail in terms of line art that's being done. Something I'm trying to sort of take into account with my own artwork now. Samurais. Now we're talking. It's right up my alley. Oh my god, he's standing on a lot of bodies. This one's got a sword in his chest. I'm not even sure if that's being picked up on the screen or not. Probably not, but a brutal picture. Fire in the background over here, the waves going. It's a perfect use of positive and negative space, by the way. It's actually amazing. And once again, we're using gradients in certain spots and not in others. But his style is actually pretty cool. I actually start looking up and seeing some of the actual comic books that he's worked on. See if I can get my hands on some of them. So I don't know what this is, whether he just did an original artwork or whether this belongs to like something, but I need to find it out. Okay, once again, I found the image with poor quality, but I think you can see enough of it. This is nice. I love this car in the back. I'm assuming this is a police car in the background here. Love how the doors on it almost function like a Lamborghini. Almost like wings rather than regular doors. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, this looks good. I don't know why I'm more taken aback by the background of this one than the character in the forefront. Maybe because blue's my favorite color too, and all the blue in this is just catching my attention more. Maybe just something with me. But I definitely like this one though. Though, not necessarily a hint of shading, but there is a use of sort of red or orange for like highlights around the jacket from the lights in the area. I didn't say anything, but I noticed that with a few other images earlier. So he's not necessarily gonna shade different pieces of the artwork, but he'll sort of use colors to show the light in an environment in certain spots rather than outright just completely shade an image for, I don't know, highlights and darknesses in some areas. Like he picks and chooses when to use it, basically, is what I'm getting at. Because technically these are highlights. It's just highlights from the environment and not necessarily, because like all of this on the jeans are one color. The jacket still technically is one color with the exception of the highlights from the environment itself. And even on the car in the background, it's mainly one color. He's using the color that the car is in black, and that's pretty much it. Said that like black's not a color. Oh wow, Assassin's Creed, okay. The hoods and the reds make this pop a lot just because most of this is sort of black and white, with the exception of like the skin tone. But I like this one. I mean, like a simple, bold sort of cover for a comic book. Assuming, of course, this is a comic book, I would imagine that it is. And it looks like he only did the cover for this. It looks like the art and everything else is done by some other guys that I may or may not need to look up at another date. What are they doing with C-3PO? What are they about to do with C-3PO? This doesn't necessarily look good here. I like this one too. Sorry if that confused anybody. I just wanted to get an upright look at C-3PO, how it was drawn. There's a slight gradient used on this one too. It's not as intense as the other ones, but it's slightly there. It's definitely used on the background though. But I like this. Always a sucker to look at some Star Wars art, so this is pretty cool. Though it really doesn't look like they have good intentions with that C-3PO, so. Oh wow. It's a hell of a position there. Alright. God, that looks painful. Ghost Spider. Oh, that's sweet, by the way. The logo is down here at the bottom, the way everything is sort of leaning straight down to the ground. That's sweet. I like that a lot. At first I was thinking she was just hanging by the web up here, but I just caught the web going all the way down. Or from this hand hanging upwards and then the other hand, the web is going down towards the bottom where the logo is. almost a picture, I can't even talk, a picture perfect use of space in this. I was about to say there is some slight shading done in here too, but this is mostly gradient, especially in like the face. That's a skill. That is a damn good skill. I've seen a lot of art and I've tried it myself to try to use gradients, especially on like skin tones and whatnot, and it looks awful. When he does it, like that's a gradient on the face and it works perfectly. Yeah, I love the way it looks. And that's definitely a skill that not everybody's possesses. It sounds so simple, just use a gradient in a sort of art program or something like that, but it doesn't come across the same way for everybody. But how Paul Pope sort of uses it looks amazing. I can't get over the position that her body is in though. This is crazy, especially for her to be just hanging from a web. Like, why is your body, like I said, that looks painful as hell, but all right. Another low quality photo. What I can see of it, it looks nice, but it's just, this is way too blurry of an image. And I tried to find this, just grab as many high quality images as I could. I guess this one wasn't. It looks interesting, but I can't really give a fair assessment of this just because of the quality of the photo that I found. So it's on me, but from what I can tell, it looks like an interesting photo. I don't know what the hell this is in the back. The best way I can describe it is this machine looks like a giant frog with a wrecking ball on top of it. It's a very interesting design. I don't know what's going on there though. I'm almost gonna guess he's a leg man when it comes to women. I'm just gonna throw that out there. He loves getting women's legs and thighs in the pictures. There's a lot of it that we've been going through so far. Or maybe that's just me and I'm a pervert and that's all I'm noticing. Now this one, not a lot of shading with the lines per se, is just sort of texture details with his lines more so than I would say actual shadings being done, especially in like the sweater. It's really good. I think I would have almost had to have drawn out the lines in the sweater with like a pencil lightly first before actually doing it with a pen. If I would have did this straight on with a pen, I think I would have screwed something up, which I don't know, maybe that's how he did it, I have no idea. But this looks pretty cool. So I'm really curious as to what tools he uses to do some of these with. Because this doesn't seem like anything's remotely digital going on outside of maybe to clean some of this up. This looks like it was done with a pen. The Rolling Church of Sweat and Noise. Alright. It's like a New York City pinball machine. Very interesting poster. I don't know what the hell is going on here. It looks like New York in the background. It clearly says New York City and Brooklyn, but it also looks like it's a pinball machine. I can't even remember the last time I've even played pinball, but neither here nor there right now. Yeah, I like it. It looks very interesting. I just don't know what in the world is going on. That sky is pretty cool too. I'm always fascinated when people actually draw the details of the lines in the clouds using real lines and don't just use like a different color or highlight or anything like that to actually show the clouds in the sky, which for the record is how I do it. I'm always amazed when I find people that they draw certain things in a different manner than you would ever think to do. That always catches my attention. And if it's something that I think that I could actually try out or it will make my art look better, sometimes I pick up and mimic. It's a nice way of saying copy certain things. And the other stuff is like, it looks nice because it's different, but I would never do that in my own art just because I don't think it would fit. But yeah, that's actually really cool. Now, a lot of his arts have a lot of muted colors too. It's not a lot of real bold, intense colors at all. Because these aren't really strong yellows or blues or any of that. Very interesting use of colors. Okay, this is nice. Okay, it looks like this was done for an auction as well. A very simple Batman sketch. I wonder how quickly he did this. Because I don't know why, considering the other Batman images we've seen of his, this looks like he did it in an extremely quicker amount of time. Extremely quicker, like that's an actual way to use those words. But it looks like he did that much quicker than the previous Batman photos that we did. But this also looks like it was done very fast, but it captures enough details for you to easily recognize it's Batman. Like, this looks like a really good drawing done lightning fast, if that makes any sense. So I'm very curious as to how quickly he did this and whether or not it was on the fly. I feel like it might be. This may be the simplest piece of art I've seen of his so far, but it's intrigued me the most. Because, like, detail wise, you clearly see what this is and what's going on and everything. But I oddly think I might like this the most. And I can't even pinpoint why. Maybe it's so simple it just catches my attention more. Alright, got a ton of Marvel characters here. Yeah, he just really likes drawing tight hoods on his characters. If I can zoom in here. The Doctor Doom mask looks like a normal Doctor Doom mask. I don't know what the hell that was outside. It's like a motorcycle dying almost. But the Daredevil one and this Wolverine, the masks are very close to the cowls are very close to the top of their heads. So I think that's just the style that he likes to draw these characters with. Is that Shocker attached to Iron Man? It looks like it is. That could be wrong, man. Oh wow, I didn't even see Captain America hidden behind the shield right here. I don't know how I didn't see that. Oh, and it's across from the Red Skull. There's a lot going on in here. And I also didn't pay attention. I just thought this was fire going on in the background. So many things are like shooting and firing off. I just assumed that was just fire randomly in the background. It's the Human Torch flying around. Oh, it looks like Wolverine sliced up Doctor Doom right here too. Like he stuck his name on the headphones. Getting more thighs stuck in here again. I like this one. Once again, the use of gradients. Amazing. This is probably something simple that just only appeals to me, but I like it a lot. And like I said, it's something that would look super sloppy if I tried to do it. Trust me, I have. It never looked like this if I tried to use gradients for a character or person's skin. Which I saw something recently where there was a comic book artist for DC who actually talked about when doing your own artwork, the simpler you can make it, like the less extravagant with details and colors and stuff you can make it, the more that it'll actually pop out for original pieces of art if you're trying to build a portfolio or get commission work. I don't know how great of advice that is or isn't, but I just thought it was very interesting. Don't give me the line on what the name of the artist was. I do not remember at this point. And that's the end. Like I said earlier, I really liked this Batman one. It's so simple. I really like this Ghost Spider. I don't know if I'm just a fan of this crazy ass position she's in, or the use of actual space, how everything is literally going straight down to the logo. They're just pulling this back, but I can't go any further back for whatever reason. But as far as the design and use of space is concerned, this was perfect. I think I like this one solely because, once again, the usage of space, the flames and smoke over here with the waves on this side, the excellent use of positive and negative space as a whole. Then it's samurai, so I'm always going to be a fan of that and ninjas, no matter what's going on. I like this Batman one. This was one of my favorites. Oddly enough, I think I really like this one too. Like I said, the gradients with these similar colors, like they're so similar, but they're all different. And how he did, like, I don't know, this just looks incredible. It looks probably the intention, but it looks like a cartoon. Like, this looks really, really good to me. I may actually like this the best just because of the simplicity of it, but it's simple, but it's not at the same time. Hard to put into words. I also like how in West, there's 4 letters here, and they made it a point to spread it out in the design to put the W and the E and the S and the T on opposite sides. Instead of just having the character just block out the word West in the background, it spreaded the letters out in a good way so you can see them. Nice touch from a design standpoint. And I like this one too. Like I say, it was simple, but there's something bold about this one to me I like a lot. But yep, that's about it. Like I always say, if there's an artist that you think that I would really enjoy looking at, or that you would just think would be interesting for me to take a, peek at or anything like that, or if you just want to let me know what you think about Paul Pope's artwork, or if there's more specific art or comic books that I need to take a look at of his, let me know in the comments below. But outside of that, I'm glad you all watched it. Hit the like button if you wouldn't mind, and you all have a good one. And I'm out.